First, there was Dueling Citizens, now Secrets from the Inside. Author Greg Meakin nails it again. Introducing Secrets from the Inside Radio Show. Raw, unscripted, uncensored, uncanceled. Secrets from the Inside starts now. With your hosts, Greg Meakin, Val Olson, and Captain James McCormick.
Boy, 10:04 a.m. Arizona time, 11:04 Alberta time. My name is Greg Meakin. Funny, I'm just launching this morning. I tried a test. Some of you might have seen it. Tried a test about a week ago on Facebook Live. It just worked real well. I'm just going to be kind of announcing a press release today. I'm just going over some I think big news coming out of Arizona. Bear with me, bear with the broadcast. I hope to have my pal Val Olson, as they call her back east. They call her Miss Val, our military radio gal. So I hope indeed. I'm brand new on this, so I hope that we do have Val in today. If not, I'll make it kind of a short and sweet. Just want to draw everybody's attention to a press release that I just put out this morning. As a matter of fact, it was just hot off the presses. I'll just get to it. I'll get to it first. We'll see if we can get Val logged on, and we'll talk about a few other things. But I just wanted to get to this press release to kind of get it on the record, as they say. There's big news coming out of Arizona. Polling numbers. All of the national polls have showed Sheriff Mark Lamb trailing Kari Lake pretty significantly in the Republican Senate election coming up here, July 30th. Boy, I'm rusty here, man. Republican primary, July 30th. It's Kari Lake versus Mark Lamb. Most of the national polls have been showing Mark trailing. There's new numbers out. Actually, it's an online TV show. I think this is courtesy of ABC News in Phoenix, and new poll numbers came out. Sheriff Lamb was interviewing with ABC that day, and I think this was yesterday. And they had internal polling. Sheriff Lamb's has a really organized grassroots campaign, and also pretty high-end marketing capabilities and stuff. And he has internal polls he discussed specifically. I texted him this morning to fact check, double check the numbers. And indeed, they have internal polling. And again, full disclosure, this is out of the Lamb campaign, of Pinal County voters. And Pinal County, and I'm not sure if it was Arizona statewide, but definitely 4,000 Arizonans with a simple question: who will you be voting for the United States Senate, the Republican candidate in the primary, either Kari Lake or Mark Lamb, Sheriff Mark Lamb? And the numbers as of this morning are at worst 50-50, toss-up, virtual tie. And in certain pockets, Sheriff Lamb was saying the numbers were trending up to 63%. Mark Lamb. So if folks didn't catch that yesterday, I really wanted to get that out there. Very, very, I think, important, fresh numbers. You're going to be seeing a lot of poll numbers come up and a lot of political activity, especially on the national front. We won't say anything about the sitting president and the issues on the Democrat side. We won't say anything about that. Anyhow, my name is Greg Meakin. I do most of my stuff here on Facebook, including my Facebook page. And I keep it pretty uniform that way. I don't get onto multi-platforms, blah, blah. I'm out there, but anything you want to see or follow me as far as that goes, definitely follow me on Facebook. It looks like we have Val, at least, is in the chat. If anything, we'll see if we can get her on live stream here. But again, if there's something I have to do on my end, I don't have a little producer in my ear or anything. This ain't New York. But I do see my friend Grizz. Oh my God, Grizz Paschke. Are you kidding? I just launched a little Facebook Live here, and there's the Grizzmeister. Welcome, man. Welcome. Feel free to opine as usual. We're going to cover some cool stuff here, Grizz and Val, and anyone who's listening out there. This will be as fun and as kind of fun, and again, rusty. Sorry, everybody. But as fun as this little quick Facebook Live is going to be, it will be broadcast. I always reproduce my stuff for YouTube. Where there's actually going to be a cool entrance intro to this. It's officially a Secrets from the Inside episode. It's episode 0016. And again, there'll be a cool intro when this comes out on YouTube and stuff. But again, I'm just putting it on the record, as they say here. How fun. Oh my God, we got Bo in Oklahoma. Bo, are you kidding me, man? Coming from all over. I didn't market this. I didn't even put this out as notice. And look, we got folks jumping in. Bo in Oklahoma, a real shout out here. I got to know Bo a little bit electronically, know him because he was a guest. He was a frequent chat room guest on American Up Radio up in Edmonton. My dear friend Mike Phillip, Pastor Mike Phillip, my dear friend, a couple of years ago, Mike and I did. We did 43 episodes of Dueling Citizens, which is amazing. I just can't believe where the time goes. But Bo, reaching out and welcome to you. God bless you, man. God bless you. Bo, it's interesting because my son, I think I told you a while back, my son Tanner lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He had relocated there from Dallas last year, and turns out he's actually going to be relocating again. God love you. Shout out to my son Tanner. He's relocating to beautiful Bremerton, Washington, so he can be close to his two boys. Okay, that's almost like a show for another day, but here we go. I'm going to digress already. So, reaching out to you, Bo. Reaching out to you, Grizz. Reaching out to you, of course, Val. Let me do this. I put a press release out this morning. You'll always be able to come here if you want new news. This is where new news gets its news, right, Val Olson? Anyhow, I did a press release, put it out less than an hour ago, and it's called The Top 10 Reasons Sheriff Mark Lamb Will Win. Okay, and again, I'm probably just going to be doing this to get this on record for now, and I'll be reproducing it, replatforming it later. But I took the liberty, I really went old school and printed out, did hard copy. Imagine that, hard copy. I remember Xerox copies. I was a manager in the car business before they had fax machines. Are you kidding me? Ford Motor Company, I kid you not. They couldn't believe how far behind we were. My little Ford dealership in Port Orchard, Washington, and this was in the 80s. And they came in and said, "You don't have a fax machine, Greg?" I said, "What's a fax machine?" And they put one into our dealership, and I said, "Are you kidding me?" Now I'm going to sound my age. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that a piece of paper can go through the machine kind of like a Xerox machine, a copy machine, and then go through the phone lines and come out the other end like a copy? Are you kidding me? Anyhow, digressing once again, I'm going to pull up my hard copy like Rush Limbaugh used to do. And I did print one out. Normally I'll sit on my laptop or whatever, but with my eyesight and everything out there, I just want to, not getting any younger. I just wanted to go through this press release. It's actually called it's a Greg's List. Anyone who's been finding me, following me, and I really started only writing and talking politics in 2015. The top 10 reasons Donald Trump will be president, July 2015. That's history. But I write Greg's List, where I really tackle issues that are of the day or that really are either bugging people or they want info on. I call them Greg's Lists. There are dozens of them out there. To digress, hey, it's my show. It's my show. I can digress. I was the first, and Val knows this. A lot of people have followed me, and I was the first. I time-stamped the first to publish a guarantee for a Trump White House. from whatever political party you come from, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just saying, in July 2015, it was less than a month after he came down the escalator with the soon-to-be First Lady Melania Trump, and I published a Greg's List called "The Top 10 Reasons Donald Trump Will Be President." That was July 2015. And I got this is an old story to some people, but I got blocked and unfriended by so many of my friends back east, mainly in Ontario and Quebec, who were of course Trudeau liberals. Everyone knows, I used to be a Trudeau liberal in the 70s and 80s. I voted for Pierre Elliott Trudeau twice, but. God, where was I going with that? My Greg's List, I got blocked and unfriended by so many people that I wrote a second Greg's List in August 2015. This is still published. And it said, because I had friends. Friends I've known for 50 years that don't want to talk to me anymore. But I wrote another piece just to follow up and said, okay. And the piece was, okay, 5 more reasons Donald Trump will still be president. Okay, so anyone who unfriended me and blocked me at that point, who didn't, they did at that point. Let me go from my press release. It's called "The Top 10 Reasons Sheriff Lamb Will Win." I'm not going to read the paragraph, the summary paragraph of each of these. This is really, by the way, it's kind of a professional document. But I'm going to go over the headlines, the titles first, and they start from the bottom. But I'll say the top 10 reasons Sheriff Lamb will win. Number 10, he truly believes in God, family, freedom, and the Constitution. Number 9, he is a true American executive. Good one. Number 8, his kids want to hang with him and his wife loves him. Number 7, he can reset and compartmentalize. Number 6, he is way, way smart. I like that one. Number 5, he is a jock. Number 4, he doesn't push his religion. Stay tuned. Number 3, he takes the high road. Number 2, oh my God, this is so important. Number 2, he's up to the job. Experience, full stop. Okay, and number 1, as I said, these could be interchangeable. They're really 10 number 1s. But number 1, and I'll read this one. Number 1 is, he is authentic, for real. This is number 1 for a reason. If you do not think any politician can be truthful and authentic, consider Mark Lamb. The most powerful energy coming from a human being is not love. That's what I thought. It's authenticity. People love authentic people, and truly authentic people are scarce these days. In my 65 years, Mark Lamb is one of the most authentic people I've ever encountered, maybe the most authentic. Ask anyone who knows him, has met him, or has received a speeding ticket from him or one of his deputies. As the saying goes, he is the real deal. He's authentic truth personified. To me, this one attribute can move mountains or maybe usher in some positive change to Washington, D.C. So there you go. I'll dive into it a little more, or maybe another broadcast, but the honorable mentions, I keep my Greg's List to 10 items, but in this case I probably could have done 20 or 30, but I did make 3 honorable mentions. Grizz, you're so right. You're so right. Excuse me, chat. I'm not going to neglect you guys here. Grizz Pashke, he has the respect. Mark Lamb has the respect of those that work for him. He's a people person and he's fair. Absolutely. I've talked to people. I've talked to deputies, current deputies with Pinal County, who said they've come from out of state or out of town to work for this guy. Okay, end of story. That's under the executive. He's a great executive. But thanks for that on that, Grizz. And let me do this before I digress. Honorable mentions. So there are three others. Honorable mention A. He is bilingual. Okay, Lamb spent 2 years in Panama as a teenager and speaks Spanish fluently. B. He has had his butt kicked. Okay, I think he likes this one the most. Adversity is the best teacher. That said, Mark Lamb is surely an A-plus graduate from the School of Hard Knocks. There you go. And number C, this was just for me personally here. He's a sales guy. A few years ago, I teased Mark that he wasn't a sheriff guy. He was a sales guy. You know, I believe sales is life. We'll get into that more, but either way, that's the Greg's List that came out again on my website, which is gregmeakin.com, just like my name. And my YouTube channel, most of this stuff appears on my YouTube channel. This might even be on YouTube. I don't know if I can edit my whole face out of these things, but anyhow, I'm normally a radio guy. I've got a face that's perfect for radio. And by the way, because people will ask, you might, of course, notice the jersey behind me. That's an authentic signed jersey. But people might say, that's a new hot hat on today, Greg. I'll do this at the end of the show, not at the beginning. That's a new hot hat on today. What's that? Well, that would be, as some people would know, Montreal Canadiens hat. But it is actually signed. Let me give you a shot there. It is signed, big, beautiful blue signature. I can't play with the camera too good like that, but it's Jean Beliveau. Jean Beliveau. Rest in peace, a dear friend of mine, a legend of the Montreal Canadiens. 17 championship rings and a whole bunch I've published about him. So as a kind of a tribute to him, I actually stay in touch with his wonderful, wonderful widow, Madame Elise Beliveau. Elise, I call her La Grande Dame du Hockey, which means the great lady, the queen of hockey. And I do keep in touch with her, but this indeed was signed on the spot in Montreal with my dear friend Jean Beliveau, God rest his soul, way back in 2004. So shout out to him, a little tribute there. I might wear this hat more often. You can't see it, but it's kind of dirty. It's a little bit dirty and stuff because I wore it. I don't believe in trophies. I like to actually wear stuff. I've worn that jersey behind me, not in hockey games, but out to events and stuff. But I wore this once through the Montreal airport maybe 10 years ago. I want to tell you, people, you got Jean Beliveau hat signed, authentic Montreal Canadiens logo stuff. You get a lot of attention in Montreal. Anyhow. I'm going to give you a few little kind of wrap-ups here, and I'll get back another time on a dialed-in Facebook Live broadcast. All the bells and whistles. We'll have Val Olsen on here, half screen. I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm just going to plug and once again kind of get on record what's going on in sources today. Once again, my website is gregmeakin.com. That's GregMeakin.com. My YouTube channel is at Greg Meakin. That's a real quiet, powerful tool right there. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I believe it or not, I don't market. I do not market. You'll notice you don't get spam emails from me or advertisements, etc. So I think I got about 156 very private subscribers, but feel free to click free subscribe free, as they say. But I now have, and this is routine for Val, she knows these numbers, but I have over 1,300 videos now on my YouTube channel. Most of them are radio clips and full shows of radio shows from, I think last count, about 5 different radio show platforms in different countries. What I love about radio, of course, I'm in Arizona City. I have two guys I'm following really closely and have for 4 years. A total shout out to Russell and Hunter in the Phoenix market. Rob Hunter and Mike Russell. Again, I followed them. I haven't even plugged my book, but I followed them really closely for the last 4 years. They were on a great station, 550 KFYI in Phoenix, but now they are solo dudes. Facebook Live, they also do Facebook Live just like this, but it's better and slicker. But they don't have a Gretzky jersey on their wall. But it's another story. Love these guys. Facebook Live, Russell and Hunter. They're really worth a look. Always shout out to my dear friend, my pastor friend in Edmonton, Alberta, Mike Phillip on American Rock Radio. I'll forever and ever remember those great shows. Shout out to actually England. I have been at least staying in touch with the show I appeared on last year, which was Sunday Long Live Radio by Rhea Bow. She's just an absolutely phenomenal broadcaster. Best English accent, British accent you've ever heard. But Rhea Bow in England. We, of course, have Canada. Unbelievably, it was actually surprising to me. My YouTube channel, the third top city that views my YouTube channel is Toronto. Do I get to do my Toronto mandatory trashing here? Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who knows me, my son Tanner, anybody who knows me, anything I publish or anything I do on radio or camera, I always make sure that I trash the Toronto Maple Leafs at least once. So there you go. Thereby, I bequeath or whatever you're trashing my friends in Toronto. I love you guys. I miss all you guys back east, Toronto and Montreal. So we got those, we have those websites, have that website, gregmeakin.com, my YouTube channel. And do visit Russell and Hunter. Do a total shout out. Okay. A Val Olsen update. Okay. Anyone who has followed me for the last couple of years or followed the Alberta 51, Alberta, USA movement knows that I have published and broadcast a lot of stuff, and really it's in the last almost 3 years. And one of my partners in crime was Val Olsen. Val Olsen is absolutely awesome investigative journalist, over 20 years. I'll bet you're crowding 25 in the industry, radio, television, the whole shebang. She's a Saskatchewan gal. Don't hold that against her. But raised most of her life in Medicine Hat, Alberta. A great big downtown Medicine Hat, Alberta. I think there's only two things that come from Medicine Hat. No, I won't go there. I won't go hockey humor. But Val, as folks might know, she lived 5 years. She threw her life, her time and treasure, her family at pursuing citizenship in the United States. And living in Florence, Arizona, that's where I became real close friends with her. And there's indeed a long, big story behind this, but Val now has gone back to Canada. She's now, thank God, safe and sound in Alberta. I call it an undisclosed location in Alberta, but basically she's refighting the immigration process from scratch. She's been down here for 5 years. I wrote a whole review on this that I might publish someday. But she endeavored for 5 years. Homeowner down here, her wonderful husband Kurt, who's on contract down to here, kind of an IT genius guy, and for 5 years threw everything at their life to become U.S. citizens and were residents of Pinal County. And goodness gracious, I will not get into the details. But let's just say her visa expired and she's back. She had to go back to Canada. So I will not speak for her. It's literally a broadcast for another day. And really inside scoop that honestly, I'm telling you, it's actually disturbing and concerning. But shout outs to my dear friend Val Olsen up in Alberta. And she is to anyone listening today, seriously, to any military folks or national security folks that very often listen into my broadcast, kid you not, out there who would like details on the plight of a stranded, disenfranchised, wannabe American, Val Olsen up in Alberta. Very seriously, she's going through some serious reapplication process and stuff, and without getting into details of the blow by blow, if there's anybody out there that might have assistance, expertise, or goodness, even pat on the back, attaboy for Val, which she's gone through hell, just telling you what, and going back to Alberta, where thank God, and I mean this, thank God she is safe and sound. So as far as I'm concerned, I haven't lost a step on it, just because one of my dear friends like Val, and boy, I've got stories. I got stories out of British Columbia, Alberta, Manitoba. I have some nightmare stories out of Ontario and Quebec. I've heard from folks in Nova Scotia. Bottom line, the immigration system in the U.S. is completely messed up. It needs to be restarted from scratch, and you can do that. There's already YouTube videos on my YouTube channel where there's solutions for this completely garbage, grease fire southern border catastrophe that we have, that my dear Democrat friends are looking the other way on. There's solutions, and you can fix them now. You can fix them quickly. Remember these two words. I'm going to go on a little rant here. Remember these two words: executive order. Executive order. The President of the United States is given incredible power, and rightly so, because he has had to fight wars and do big stuff over the centuries. So executive orders are what Donald Trump proactively used when he was first right after he was first inaugurated in 2017, January 2017. One of those executive orders was branded as a Muslim ban. Hello, ban. Hello. No, President Trump signed an executive order that banned 7 specific countries from getting on an airplane and coming into the United States because they couldn't secure their airports. Hello? So, that executive order, of course, was wonderfully rebranded by the left and called a Muslim ban and all that stuff. But that's the executive order. The executive order is what I believe first day Joe Biden, if I heard President Biden signed 63 executive orders right out the gate, as they say in Alberta, out the gate. And one of those being the Remain in Mexico policy, overturn it. Basically, everything to do with immigration with Donald Trump was overturned with an executive order. Look it up. So remember those two words, executive orders, because if there's indeed an administration change, I really believe that you're going to see some very powerful executive orders coming out of the White House by new President Donald Trump, and there'll be hopefully a start to try to clean up this mess. My book out, quick plug. 2 years ago, I published Why I Came to America and What I Think Now. That started a lot. Let's see if we can get that out there. There we go. That started really a lot of just having wanted to be an old retired guy in Arizona, quote, disabled, and ended up publishing my book during COVID. And the rest is history. Done a lot of radio and stuff, and have a new book coming out. Imagine that. Why I Came to America, and can we even fix this mess? The quick answer being yes, we can start at least taking a chunk out of this mess once again with executive committees in the new year, with a new administration, with executive orders that hopefully will reestablish some common sense. So there you have it. My book, Why I Came to America and What I Think Now, is available on Amazon. I broke down and went on Amazon. $5 for ebook, e-copy on the spot. Be sent to your inbox, and you have a couple of choices there as far as readers. $5. Why I Came to America and What I Think Now. Stay tuned for Why I Came to America and Can We Even Fix This Mess. On the Mark Lamb Greg's List that I had written, do review it. Again, it'll be shared and stuff, but do review it. It's on my website, gregmeakin.com, and that's on the trending section of my website, gregmeakin.com. In the meantime, I'm just going to sign off, everybody. I'll be reviewing this stuff, seeing if there's edits. Of course, I could edit out 99%. It would be much better. But I thank you already. No notice, no marketing, no redistribution or platforming. Thank you, Val Olson, my dear, up in Alberta. You stay safe up there. And we're going to be talking, we haven't missed a beat. And write this down. You will likely see me produce I think I'm going to call it Alberta Free Radio. We'll just say that for now. Alberta Free Radio, AB51 Radio, whatever, something fun. We're not going to miss a beat. So to everyone out there, to Val, to Grizz, thank you so much for the support, the like, the love. This is a total ad hoc, rapid deployment Facebook Live. We'll see how things go. The next time I do come up, I won't bore you to death this time, but the next time I do come up on Facebook, it will be likely through StreamYard or something. But it will be much slicker, much crisper, tighter, etc. But God love you guys. I am going to end my live video, and remember, forever and ever and ever, I say at the end of every radio broadcast, wake up in kindergarten every day. There's so much to learn and so little time. Because before you know it, you're in first grade. God love you guys.